You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode for Cultober. I'm Michael.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm Bailey.
I'm Michael.
I'm Ben.
I don't.
Here.
Ben's here all of a sudden. All this time, I thought it was Ursa. But we are here for another Cultober review. And you know what? I didn't look up before we started recording where we are in the month. But what we're reviewing today is my pick, actually. I think this was my pick. Yes, I think this was my pick. Because you two didn't pick this, right?
No. Mm-mm.
I don't think so. I don't remember what my picks were, though.
Yeah, you just picked things and like, okay, let's go.
Yep.
Living on a prayer. Today we are reviewing, what year did it come out, Bailey? You have it there in front of you.
1996.
1996, From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was
Don't do it.
4 months old when this came out.
Oh my goodness.
4 months old. I was a wee baby.
Oh, Bailey, they just listened to Ghost Encounters from you guys.
Oh, nice.
It looks like it anyway. I might be wrong.
I sure did make Ty a believer of them ghost.
Did you?
I really did. I think we made some serious progress.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what day is this? This is our Wednesday episode. So whatever that's worth.
There's something that needs to be addressed.
Oh.
On the IMDb website, it says more like this, and it has Birdemic.
Oh, hell yeah.
Listen, guys, Birdemic is not like this movie.
IMDb's a liar.
Bailey, you never watched Birdemic yet, have you?
I have not, but I can only imagine.
Just, first of all, there's no vampires.
Well, that's no fun.
What else is I don't even think they do nudity.
It doesn't take place at night at all.
Doesn't take place at night at all.
There's a sex scene. It has to have a sex scene because it's a bad movie.
Did it have a sex scene?
Yeah, but it's I don't think there's any nudity in it.
Is there a robbery scene at least?
No robbery.
Listen, just to give you an example of how bad this movie is, like they're in a motel room, right? And they have to escape, so they're looking around, and they got to go to the car, and they go to the closet, and they get fucking hangers to use for weapons.
And they go swinging hangers at these birds.
I mean, are they at least like wooden hangers?
No.
Oh.
No.
Like, okay.
The guy acting can't even act walking. Like, you watch him walk, like it's like they told him to go act like you're walking. He's like, okay, I'll walk. Like, it's bad.
I'm just gonna act natural.
The director made them do everything verbatim, and English is his second language, and wasn't very good at least at the time.
Oh, that's
rough.
good.
It's literally, in my opinion, the worst movie ever made.
Oh shit!
But you must watch it.
Oh god,
I mean, you really do have to watch it.
I mean, yeah,
it's part of the trifecta.
I've watched worse. I mean,
it's part of the trifecta. You got Birdemic, you got The Room, and what's that other one? Is it Troll 2 or 3? I can never remember.
I think Troll 2, I think, is
I don't know. Tyler, I always have Tyler correct me, but he's not here today.
Go get him.
Nah, it's fine. Tell us about the movie we're reviewing today, though, Bailey, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and screenplay was by none other than Quentin Tarantino. I freaking love Quentin Tarantino. He's awesome.
Would you let him drink alcohol off your feet?
I don't fuck with my feet, man. I don't
I
touch
would
my
let Quentin
feet.
Tarantino drink alcohol off my feet.
Don't touch my feet. Ursa, would you shave your toes for that? Or would you just let it add some extra
It depends on what he wants, you know?
Yeah, it's Quentin. Quentin gets what Quentin wants.
Triple filtered.
Thanks for filtering this for me, Ursa.
All right, screen.
But he didn't direct it, right? It was
just a screenplay. The director was Robert Rodriguez. Let's see what else he's done.
A lot. You're about to learn real quick if you don't know.
I'm about to learn. I am about to. He did Sin City. Oh, he did The Spy Kids. That makes sense. Shark Boy, Love Girl, The Faculty. Oh, he also did Alita Battle Angel. Have you guys seen that yet?
Nope.
No? Oh, you got to watch it.
Ursa, you seen it?
I have not.
You guys got to watch it. It's so freaking good. So he's really cool. Yes, I just learned who Robert Rodriguez is, guys. I'm sorry.
I wonder if Robert Rodriguez, because isn't he also like known for editing his own films or so?
I think so. I think he does a lot. Like he built his own full-on movie studio on his ranch too.
Right. So he might have edited this as well. I don't know.
The editors never get any good credit.
No, they don't. No one cares about an editor.
He founded a production company called A Brand Apart.
He did
that was Tarantino, and then Rodriguez was a member of that. Sorry, Urs, what were you saying?
He did a thing. It was like a reality TV show, Rodriguez, where you basically have like a limited budget to shoot a film, and then if you win, you get funding for your film.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
What a nice guy.
That's sweet.
Tell us more about his film he directed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, while we're here.
While we're here. So the story was by Robert Kurtzman, who is a producer, screenplay, special effects, and makeup artist. He did a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Wow, you're clicking on every person's link right now to go see what they're doing?
I just want to see. He actually,
oh, my goodness.
He actually did the makeup for the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like, that's actually pretty cool.
Talk about Christ allegory.
It is in the story person. It was produced by Jeannie Annie Nanari.
Maybe it's just the thing with the Frost House that you can't get names. Maybe it's
Mir Tepper, and then stop it.
Go on.
How is it really pronounced?
I don't know. I can't.
Why are you making?
It's not in front of me. I don't know.
Exactly.
You were tasked with this.
Exactly. It's fine. You can make fun of me for other things.
Yeah, like man-made Everest.
Yep, man-made Everest. We made Everest, guys. That's a part of our achievement. I'm putting in an achievement right now. And now we're gonna. What?
Did you hear that one today, Ursa? That man-made Mount Everest.
I did.
Like Mount Rushmore. God damn it.
My parents are real proud today. I'll just tell you that. They're like, thank God you're pretty, baby.
Debatable, but go on.
Oh, so we get to our lovely cast, which is starring Harvey Keitel, George Clooney. Did I say that right?
Sure.
Kittle.
Harvey?
Yeah. Yes, Harvey.
It's not Herbie.
Did I say Harvey?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know Harvey.
Scare me, Herbie.
I've never had to do this before. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to think of how Eric does this, and then also like be like, okay, do your thing. Like anyway, yeah, it's a lot of nerves. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah,
George
Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, and Juliette Lewis. And then cinematography was by Guillermo Navarro, edited also by Robert Rodriguez, and then the music was by Jeremy Revelle. And then, of course, production companies has a brand apart. So Quentin Tarantino's production company did have a hand in making this masterpiece, along with Dimension Films and Los Hooligans Productions. And
okay.
Yeah,
so what was our budget?
$19 million. Any guesses for the box office?
It went to theaters, yeah. I'm sure it did.
96. Oh, yeah, it was going to theaters.
60.
I don't think it was that critically acclaimed, was it? I'll give it 30. I'll go half of Ursa.
Yeah. $59.3 million.
No, God, he was so much closer than I was.
So fucking close. So close. Yeah, a lot. So over double what it budget. Which, I mean, if you're going to have big names like Tarantino and George Clooney, I mean, yeah, you're going to pull.
This is 1996, though.
I mean, I don't know. When I was growing up, they were hot shit. So I don't know what it was like in the 96s.
There was a point in this film, because I was watching it at Tyler's place. I think was at the point where was it? When the like rat creature thing had Clooney on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was just like, how the fuck did they get George Clooney for this film? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not George. Like, I'm glad George Clooney did it, but man, it's not a George Clooney role.
He plays such a fun guy in this one. Like, not fun and like the haha, I want to go have a drink with this guy, but like, he's such like a not really goofy villain, but like, I don't even know what the word is for it. He's just like quirky, I guess, like a quirky villain, because the whole time he's like he knows what his brother is, like he knows he's sick of some level, but he's also like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about your family. I just want to make it to this place to the other, and I really don't care if I have to kill you. So, but at the same time, he's like, I'm a professional thief. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to go look up where Clooney was in his career because that's what Tyler said. He was just like, it was early in his career.
Yeah.
I was like, surely not that early, but
it wasn't crazy earlier, but it's not like, you know what I mean? He mostly did like TV.
Yeah, a lot of TV
appearances, basically. It was just in episodes.
Because he did like ER before this, which was apparently huge for his career. But yeah, he did a lot of TV before this, really.
Yeah, I think ER is kind of what made him.
Mm-hmm. I never watched an episode of it. I just know that's where he came from.
I remember my mom watching it.
You ever watch ER, Bailey?
No.
Me either. It's fine. All right. So before we get into the next area, I found a list, 15 surprising facts about From Dusk Till Dawn.
Ooh.
From my favorite website, Mental Floss. They're not my favorite website. I just so happen to get their list a lot when I look up these things. Earl McGraw dies but lives on elsewhere. Do you know who Earl McGraw is? The sheriff.
Oh,
He was the sheriff.
yeah. I know where he's from.
Played by Michael Parks.
I don't think I saw him after he died.
Well,
who did he play after he died?
Well, he wasn't in this film. He is killed in the film's opening, but he was resurrected for Tarantino's Kill Bill Volume 1 and Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez's collaboration Planet Terror.
Oh.
So they just brought that character back for those two films later.
Oh, okay.
Even though Quentin Tarantino killed him himself.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll get into that scene. I have thoughts about that scene.
That's unfortunate.
What's unfortunate?
The scene,
I have thoughts?
It was an unfortunate. I mean, sometimes.
That's fine. The Gecko brothers enjoy some familiar brands. The Big Kahuna burgers they eat are from the restaurant featured in Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. I didn't notice them. Oh, they did get in the motel, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Is that the diner that they go to?
No, Big Kahuna Burger is like their burger joint from Pulp Fiction. Big Kahuna Burger. Did you ever watch Pulp Fiction?
I have. I just can't place the...
It's where they're, the main apartment where they go kill the guy on the couch. And he
okay.
repeats the line. He's eating a Big Kahuna Burger. That guy.
Yes. It's coming back now.
It's full of familiar faces for Rodriguez and Tarantino. Yeah, we ain't going to go over that. There's just a lot of people that they use all the time, honestly. Danny Trejo, he's like in all their shit.
It did win George Clooney 4 Academy Awards.
Oh, my.
Not Academy Awards, excuse me. Sorry, those are just 4 awards in general.
Got so excited.
I did.
It was Tarantino's first paid writing gig. Goodness.
Really? Wow.
How much do you think he got paid?
$20.
Wow, you really... Okay. Ursa?
I don't think... Pretty sure they were pretty tight friends back then, weren't they? I imagine he sold him the script fairly cheap.
$1,500.
Yeah.
Wow.
Paid his rent for a month.
It was 96.
I mean, it was 96. He probably paid his rent for like a year.
Maybe if he's living in the woods. Tarantino's involvement paid off down the line. Let's see what they mean by that. Tarantino wrote the film From Dusk Till Dawn as a way to showcase the talents of a special effects company called K&B. In return, K&B agreed to provide the special effects for the ear scene and Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs free of charge. What's the ear scene? I never watched Reservoir Dogs. I hate to break everyone's heart, but I never watched it.
It's actually a really good movie.
I
don't remember the ear scene, though.
I want to say they bite his ear off. I don't think I'm right. Pause for Ben. Hey, Ben, what's the ear scene in Reservoir Dogs? The ear scene in Reservoir Dogs?
He cuts off his ear.
Oh, Mr. Orange cuts off his ear off the police officer to the song Stuck in the Middle with You. You know what they play.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, so he got that done for free because writing for this and nice. Look at him go.
Nice.
Did you notice, Cheech and Chong, Bailey, Cheech?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Did you notice he played 3 roles in this movie?
No.
How'd you miss it? We'll get to it as we go through it then. But he played 3 characters.
Oh.
It's Clooney's first Hollywood film role. Okay, sure enough, was his first film.
Okay.
Juliette Lewis was cast because of her friendship with Tarantino. So the daughter.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know why, but I have always found her attractive, and I have no idea why, because she is not attractive.
You're like, there's just some appeal. Can't put my finger on
I
it.
don't know what it is. Maybe it was because I watched Natural Born Killers.
Just tied in forever, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
There's a great homage to Rodriguez's favorite director. The character Scott Fuller wears a T-shirt that reads Precinct 13, a nod to the film Assault on Precinct 13. Cool, whatever. These aren't very good fun facts.
I was wondering why his shirt said Precinct 13 because I'm like, this is a wimpy kid. Is that like supposed to be a band or?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's Apocalypse Now inspired the strip club. Oh, Rodriguez modeled the exterior of the Titty Twister on Kurtz's compound. Nice, sure. Salma Hayek's character is named after a Mexican horror movie. Really? Tarantino's script originally called her character Blonde Death, but after Hayek was cast, Tarantino changed it to Santico Pandemonium, a Mexican horror movie he remembered.
He wrote that foot scene before he hired Salma Hayek? Before Salma Hayek was hired?
No, he wrote the foot scene after she was hired.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, they changed the name of the character from Blonde Death to, because she's brunette, she couldn't be Blonde Death, so they changed it to Satanico Pandemonium.
Well, that checks out.
Yeah.
And then he was like, also, while we're at it.
Yeah, while we're making edits. I mean,
if we all don't mind, she can like pour alcohol down her foot, down my mouth, right? And
yeah, well, I'm sucking on her big toe.
yeah, I could suck on her big toe totally. Like it's for the movie, Sam.
It's for the movie. You gotta do it. You know, she was actually terrified of snakes. And like this also was her first role as well. And like she was absolutely terrified of snakes, but went in and like did that scene like a boss.
Well, I also know she also kind of liked the snake being on her after a while because it was so hot in that set that the snake was actually cold, so it was keeping her cooled down while it was on her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've had, what was the name of that thing, Bailey? You said went along with this movie? It's all behind the scenes.
Oh my God, I just had it.
Because I've had to watch it because that's where I got that from, I believe.
Something belts.
What's the behind the scene thing, Ursa? Do you remember?
I do not know.
It's
Bailey, you let me down. I'll move on while you go look it up.
I'm gonna look at it.
I do remember that there was like a thing with Quentin Tarantino's coffee cup.
Coffee cup?
Yeah, like he made his assistant drive like an ungodly, unreasonable amount of time to get his coffee cup because he needed his coffee cup.
It's called Full Tilt Boogie.
Full Tilt Boogie.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch that, Ursa? It's like
might have.
It's like a full behind the scenes, I guess. If I remember, because I think I had to watch it.
We might have to come back and do like a bonus for our review to back in this one of Full Tilt Boogie.
Yeah, because Quentin Tarantino, with any film that he's worked on, he was very good about getting behind the scenes footage and everything for us. So even like Pulp Fiction, he was just running around with a handheld camera, which was fairly new at the time. Mm-hmm. And he was like having it in Bruce Willis's face, and him and Bruce Willis are like talking while he has it. There's like, man, people in the future are just gonna be making movies on those handheld things in the future. I'm like, yeah. Here we are. People doing it with fucking iPhones and shit. Rodriguez and Tarantino cast their exploitation idols. What? Both filmmakers are on the record fans of exploitation movies. I don't know these exploitation movies. And they peppered the movie with their favorites. I don't get this. Is this over my head?
I mean, I don't know what exploit... does that mean porno?
No. I don't know. It starts talking about Tom Savini, who plays Sex Machine, is a legendary stuntman, a special effects creator behind movies like Dawn of the Dead. Tom Saxon, who plays FBI agent Chase, is an actor who appeared in Enter the Dragon and other films. And Fred Williamson, who plays Frost, was in many popular... So this generation of like movies, they basically grabbed their favorite people from them to be in this movie.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I don't know exploitation movies, though. Go look that up, Bailey, while I move on.
It's
be careful where you Google on the internet. But
it's
exploitation movies. It used to include a famous Tarantino speech. The infamous Ezekiel 25:17 speech from Pulp Fiction was originally in Tarantino's script for Dusk Till Dawn. It was meant to be spoken by Harvey Keitel's character as he fends off the vampires before being killed. Nice. That wouldn't have been... Yeah, I mean, I guess that would have worked there. Rodriguez preempted an NC-17 rating with green blood. So he had to use green blood to make it not NC-17 then.
Oh, that makes sense.
Our rating system makes so much sense.
It's great. So an exploitation movie in film means a type of cinema often cheaply produced that is designed to create a fast profit by referring to or exploiting contemporary crucial anxieties, cultural anxieties. Words be hard.
Words be hard at time.
Words be hard.
So this one time I was at a strip club. Sad
Go on.
segue from this story.
What strip
It was
club?
my favorite
What
strip
strip
club,
club?
and it closed down.
Which one?
It's a
You
parking
name it.
lot now.
Oh, that's sad.
No, I'm almost out.
No, it's not sad.
No, but we were out front of the strip club, and this guy comes out decked in all leather like a biker, and he looks exactly like fucking Sex Machine.
Did
like,
he have the cock gun?
Exactly like him. And I'm like, I referred to him as Sex Machine. He had no fucking clue what I was talking about. I'm like, you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn? He's like, nah, I don't know what that is.
He had to be lying to you.
I don't know, man.
Like, where'd you pick your style then, sir?
Yeah, where does it come from?
All right. But anyway, that's all the fun facts I had. Nothing too fun, I guess. I'm sorry we went on this journey. Bailey, take us to the next segment where we're going to review the film.
Let's do it.
And we're back. Are you excited? Say yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. Bailey, when was the first time you ever watched Dusk Till Dawn?
A couple years ago, not gonna lie to you, because that's when I officially came up out of my rock, and it was with Ben, and I was just kind of like, "What the fuck is this?" And that's kind of, I think this was the film that I got introduced to Quentin Tarantino with, and then after that, it was Kill Bill, and then Pulp Fiction, and then like from then, like I just fell in love with Quentin Tarantino films.
And I think I actually, especially because I had Demon Night, my first one, that I specially requested Ben and Eric to be on. I was like, I want Bailey to be on this one just because of all the titties. And I know porn and things like that make Bailey uncomfortable.
Listen, those women are absolutely beautiful. They have way more confidence than I do, but they pick some very, very attractive women. They did their job.
Right.
So,
Arsa, when was the first time you watched this?
Probably when I was like 12, so probably like 2 years after it came out on cable TV. So it wasn't,
you watched this at 12?
edited. Yeah,
12?
I watched.
it was on TV. It wasn't like on in the movie theater. You know,
so
none of the good
much.
parts. None of the good parts got shown.
I watched this pretty much around. I was probably young too, probably because it came out in '96.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 6 years old or so. So probably sometime shortly after that, because we had it on VHS. So it was like this. Both the Demon Knight and Bordello Blood. We had all these on VHS, and I just remember watching them. That explains a lot. I know. Just watching. Ursa and I watching these things at such a young age. She's like, it all just comes together.
This makes sense now. This makes a lot of sense now. Yep.
This is why Ursa and I don't kink shame anyone. We was open to sex really young. We see the things. We find it's. We understand everyone. Everyone has their kinks. Even Bailey, though she's ashamed to say.
That's no.
No, you're not ashamed to say. Then tell the crowd.
We don't need to know about Bailey's personal life. Thank you.
Oh, so Bailey does have kinks. Y'all heard it here first.
We don't need to know about such things.
I wonder how. I'm trying to remember because we had it on VHS. Because I definitely remember, obviously, in the adolescence, rewinding it. Ursa, how many times did you rewind a section of this film?
Oh, I don't think I had this one on VHS. I just watched it on like USA or something like that.
Oh my
You
goodness!
just had it timed out.
On
That's
USA?
what it was.
That was edited then, Ursa. When was the
Yeah,
first
that's
time you
what I
got to
was
watch
saying.
it with boobies?
Oh fuck, I don't remember. I'd watched it. I probably edited it several times before I got to watch the.
Oh my god! It probably
release
blew your
version.
fucking mind by the time you've seen it unedited.
Oh, I'd seen so many titties by the time I seen it unedited. I started looking at titties at a young age.
Ursa never truly stopped breastfeeding. That's
Well, off
No, I
his
just had
mom's
the internet.
Yeah, there's definitely, obviously, sections that I rewound. That tape probably was wore out if we'd find it today, and it's all my fault.
I just the fact that they named the strip club the Titty Twister.
That's an awesome name. If I owned a strip club, that's what I would name it.
All right. Also, like, they're in Mexico. Why would they call it Titty Twister? Wouldn't they say some Mexican name?
Well, they're like right on the border, though.
Yeah, they are on the
That's like
border.
the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess they only did go like a mile down the road, didn't they?
And they only like really their bar is specifically only for motorcycles and truckers.
Yeah.
Bike riders.
The traveling man.
The traveling, the people that won't be missed for long periods of time.
Americans.
Yep.
America. So let's talk about the first half of the film, shall we? Before there's any clue that it's a fucking vampire film. I don't remember the trailer. Did they advertise this as a vampire film? They had to, right?
I think.
Because you watch this first half of the movie, like there is no clue of like anything to be like, and vampires now. Like
the first time I watched it, I was absolutely shocked. I was like, "What the fuck are we doing now?" Like, oh my god!
It just when it turns left, it turns left hard and just keeps going.
It really did.
Right, because we open up just in middle of desert. Where are they? Texas? I think that's right.
I sounds right. Yep.
Has to be Texas.
Yeah, because it's like a Texas Ranger. It's the guy that gets shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We see a car pull up, which don't Rangers have to drive like, because it's just like some Camino or something. I don't fucking know cars.
What if he's like getting off duty? Like he was getting beer and everyking. So I mean, he might have been.
Rangers are pretty liberal in their like what they can and can't do.
So strange. Ranger, because I've talked to, because I have friends from Texas, and even hearing them talk about Rangers, they're just kind of like, they're just a thing in Texas, and they're just, because they're not like, I don't know, I guess they are actual law enforcement, but not really. I don't understand a Texas Ranger.
I always assumed they were like a state police.
Maybe just like a state highway patrol type thing, but just Rangers.
Yeah, except they're not out there issuing traffic tickets. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't get the Texas Ranger.
Or like the U.S. Marshal of Texas.
Oh, but we already have the U.S. Marshal. Why do we need a? Well, I need to know more.
We don't. Texas needed it. Yeah, Texas needed it, not we. Don't rope us in there. But we see the Ranger, what we come to learn as the Texas Ranger, pull up to Benny's World of Liquor. Because I don't even think, there is a gas station. I was wondering why it blew up. And, it goes inside, which then we get like this very long, drawn out scene that Tarantino likes to do with like dialogue. We get the quintessential, if you will, dialogue that is in Quentin Tarantino films. Just talking about basically what kind of shit week he's had, really, because these guys know each other. They're chatting, which I didn't notice. Even watching the film, I have to look really hard to notice that there's anyone else in this store when these guys are talking.
Yeah, watching it this time around through, like when George Clooney's character came up, I was like, where the fuck did he come from? Because like I just wasn't looking to see him. So yeah, you really don't. It comes as a surprise.
Quick segue: Texas Rangers conduct major violent. I'm sure the investigations is what they mean there. Major violent crime, public corruption, cold case files, often involve shootings. And oversee departments of border security and tactical and crisis negotiation programs.
That makes sense why they were involved in Kill Bill.
Well, they're just busybodies, aren't they?
Busy. They're trying to help.
They're doing their best down there in Texas.
They really
are. Their best is not it's fine.
Listen, they gotta let it deal with. Just because someone does something a little differently than you doesn't mean that it's the wrong way. It just means it's a little different.
It's a little different, as a Southern will say.
It's just a little different. Hey, my mom used to say about people, she used to go, baby, he's just a little lost right now.
He's just a little lost.
He's just a little lost.
Just trying to find his way. Yeah. Bless his heart. Or soul. Is it heart or soul?
It's his heart.
Bless his heart. So when this Texas Ranger goes into the restroom, then bursts up George Clooney with a gun to the clerk's head. I'm like, God damn, dude, he just let the man use the bathroom.
Yeah, because Quentin Tarantino's character is like he kept saying, help us. Or like he signaled to him, like, which like low.
He scratched.
Yeah.
I love this actor. What's his name? The guy that runs the liquor store. His name.
I'm going to guess it's Benny.
Pete something.
Yeah, Pete something, I think.
I love the way he reacted to that. He did great in the whole thing.
Yeah, I like how he's trying to keep like the calm a little bit at first, before everything pops off. He's like, if I was scratching, I didn't realize I was scratching. I didn't mean to scratch. Just like try to diffuse it still. And here's the thing that I because it eventually blows up where the sheriff comes back out and we're about to leave, and then Quentin's character comes. What is his brother's name? Fuck.
Let me find it.
Anyway, he comes up. Yeah, when you find that, comes up and just shoots the sheriff in the back of the head. He's like, saying, "Help us!" And you're like, "You fucking liar!" It's just like, I just love how it just changes. He went went from diffusing it to just like, no, you're a fucking liar.
Nope. And that is
I think by
Richie.
that time he realized he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like, you're not surviving this. It's fine. And in that moment, because I never thought about it really before, because it's either George Clooney character, Seth, right?
Right.
Seth
Yeah, Seth.
knows his brother,
Richie.
Seth understands that Richie is either one, lying all the time and just fucking insane, or he knows that his brother's crazy and sees shit.
Or it's a little bit of both, honestly.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he's a psychopath.
Yeah, because part of me was like, after watching it this last time, I was like, maybe he really thought the dude was saying help us. Maybe he thought he was scratching, because later we do see him like kind of hallucinate with the daughter and everything. It's like, maybe he really did see that shit.
Yeah, and if Seth is the older sibling on that, he probably feels like some responsibility to take care of Richie and to like make sure that like he doesn't get into harm's way. You know what I mean? Like that good older sibling type shit, even though sometimes,
Yeah, of mice and men.
Yeah. Man, this is kind of an Of Mice and Men story, and he had to kill his own brother.
Look at the flowers.
Oh,
hate to see it. So then we get the whole, gotta get out of here, gets up, shoots Richie right through the fucking hand, which I never want to happen in life. I just got stitches in my finger the other day, and
you're not moving those fucking fingers after that.
no.
Oh boy, he's making fists and everything. What are you talking about? What do you know, Ursa? Boy, you fucking doctor over here.
My favorite is when Richie's looking through his hand over at Seth in the truck. I'm like, that's fucking disgusting.
But I guess I don't understand the flammability of alcohol. Is alcohol that flammable?
Depends
if it's a high enough proof, yeah. I used to do like a party trick where I would blow fire with like 151 and catch shots on fire.
It's like I knew some alcohol was like flammable to a point, but it's like this flammable just to light this whole motherfucker on fire.
I think the issue was he was wearing clothes, you know what I mean? So the alcohol soaked into his clothes. Basically it created like a big giant wick.
Oh, yeah.
Hate to see it. And then we come to find after walking out, just, cool guys don't look at explosions the whole time the store is blowing up. The guys are just arguing
on their conversation.
Low profile. Do you understand?
Their eardrums are bleeding.
And that's what we find out. Like all this was just for him to go in there and get a fucking map of Texas.
Yeah, they still came out with the map though. You gotta respect that.
He did get the map. So
he went in with what he was looking for.
And boy, we get one of the best, in my opinion, theme songs to, I guess, not really a theme song, but theme to the movie song in Dark Knight. Boy, I love that song. Dark Knight. That song still lives on my liked songs on Spotify. I listen to that shit all the time. So then, looking through his hand, duct tape. I mean, I guess if you have nothing else, you can't go to the hospital to get it fixed.
No, because they're like wanted criminals. Like I love the newscaster.
Gunshot wounds.
I love the newscaster at the beginning who's like, I think she's talking to someone from the FBI or whatnot. And she's like, does the FBI take this personal? And like, it's almost like she's like presenting like lotto numbers, like number 54. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, there's such a cheeriness to it.
That news report is very too cheery for me. I was like, why are you so happy about this?
Yeah. The way that they did the tally of like policemen, civilians, and then like, I think it was like people like wounded, killed, and then policemen killed. I can't remember. But I mean, it was kind of weird to like see it laid out like that. I was like, wow, okay, so we're organized.
Have you ever watched Natural Born Killers, Bailey?
No.
I never watched it either. I'm sorry.
You gotta watch that. Tarantino wrote that too.
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, although it got changed a lot before they shot it. He wrote the original screenplay.
Okay.
So then we've seen the Gecko. Is it Gecko? Gecko Brothers?
Gecko, yeah.
Gecko Brothers driving off. I don't understand still why Richie spit the alcohol onto his duct taped hand. Because he like takes that drink of alcohol, just spits it all over to his hand. I'm like, why?
I mean,
did he choke and accidentally spit up, or did he purposely spit onto his?
Maybe he needed the drink, honestly, before he did that because of how bad it was getting ready to hurt. But then, like, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
And then we see they have a lady tied up in the trunk of the car. We get the little see-through look while they're going, and they get all the way to the hotel, and we get a look of like how temperamental Seth is actually, because he's like ringing that bell for the motel person person to come, and he just starts slamming it down. He's like,
oh yeah, impatient as fuck.
that guy comes out. He's like, "What the hell you want? What the fuck you mean? I want, oh, you old bastard! I want a room."
Yeah, like why? I want to talk to you about the climate and whatnot. No, I need a room. I need a room.
And I like what we get between Richie and the daughter later, because they both do this. They're basically asking what the motel has, and it's like fucking nothing. It's just 4 walls and a bed. Because even the dog's like, they better at least have a pool. You're like, nope, 4 walls and a bed. I don't give a shit what else they got.
That's all I need. That is absolutely all I need. See, like, oh man, I never traveled like that, because we did road trips all throughout like my childhood and whatnot, and we were never like, nope, all we need is 4 walls and a bed, because it was my dad, my mom, and then my other 2 siblings. So it was 4 girls, 4 women, and then my father. So yeah, we were like, we need a proper shower, we need a pool, we need a place to relax. I want to be close to the restaurants. Like, it needs to be quiet. It needs to be at least have above 4 stars. Oh yeah, traveling with us back then was a nightmare.
Rich people, am I right, Ursa?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I didn't know.
Ursa stayed in a hostel in Amsterdam, I'm pretty sure. Is
Did
that
you
right?
really?
Yeah.
How is
In
that?
Berlin,
How is that?
like a college frat house, basically.
Bailey would never. She
just like, well, honestly,
Well,
my
it depends.
first thought.
If you're close in Amsterdam, if you're close to like the red light district, don't plan on getting sleep. Like they're going to be partying all night long. If you're a little bit away from it, it's not a big deal. People mind their own fucking business. They stay out of your shit.
love it. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
So we get to the motel and they drag the woman in there, start giving her the rundown of like, hey, don't fucking run or we shoot you, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And they bring in the money, just getting everything out of the car. Then Seth is going to go get food. And you can even tell he's like hesitant to leave this girl with Richie by herself.
He fucking knew. He knew right then and there. He's like, something's wrong. He's like, okay, I'm going to do it anyway.
And I don't know if they grabbed her as a hostage just as happenstance of however they got out of this, because we really don't know too much about their getaway.
She was like a bank manager or something, wasn't she? Or am I thinking of the series?
No, she was a teller. She was a teller at the bank that they robbed, I believe.
Yeah, so probably, bank teller.
That was the other tally. Banks robbed, I think. I don't know. We'll find out.
Because they got what, $50,000, which I don't know how much they actually had that they were boasting about. And Richie, just this motherfucker, he's just like, come sit in here. It's fine. Come sit on the bed. And we really don't see anything happen. We just kind of leave, and then we cut over to our family. What are these characters' names? Horrible.
Oh man, Michael, I just searched for something else. Okay,
there's
Kate, Scott, and the pastor.
They just call him
the preacher. What's his name?
He was a minister.
Jacob. Minister.
Jacob.
Oh, let's look up. Hang on, Jacob
from the Bible.
Yeah, I want to know what the name means, because I bet it's something cool.
Oh, just Bible. It means Bible. You're really gonna look this up, aren't you? Yeah. But we basically get another long dialogue scene between this family as Bailey's looking that up, and we basically get the sense that they're just traveling, just because mom. We eventually find out mom died, and he quit his ministry, and he's just been traveling. I don't know why they're traveling, just traveling for the sake of it. Did I miss something about why?
I think the whole idea is he's like retiring, and
and he's probably already homeschooling these kids.
Oh yeah, well they both seem to be adults by this point. So
we don't know their age, do we? I really don't know how old they are.
We know they're under 21.
Yeah, they are under 21, not 21. Yeah, that's right.
So the name Jacob means he who supplants.
I don't understand.
It comes from the Old Testament.
You've been spending too much time around Eric.
Gotta find the Christ allegory in here.
I did. Jacob got carried away with his power. We know that you're okay. I don't want to do the right thing.
We don't, Bailey. We didn't come here for Bible study.
No, but it's funny. The website I looked it up on is called The Bump. And I was like, oh, okay.
So we get this whole, Scott goes to the bathroom. We get the whole back and forth between Jacob and, I'm horrible with names. What's her name, Ursa? Kate. Between Jacob and Kate, and basically just saying, he quit ministering because he hates God. He's like, he's pissed that his wife died and his Oh, she left. Gone. Pissed that his wife died and God didn't save her and he could have. And then we come back, Seth comes back with the Kahuna burgers and he has this whole exchange with his brother and everything, not paying attention, giving him food, talking about what the plan is.
Oh, yeah.
And then he finally is just like, where's the woman? Like the moment he knows she's missing, like, God damn it.
Yep. Because he left her on the couch and he told her to stay there.
And this is how I remember, I know I had it on VHS because this scene, just for whatever reason, out of my morbid curiosity, I did like the play pause thing where you could freeze it just to see what the cutaways are.
I kind of wanted to do that, but then I was like, oh, that's going to take too much effort. To be honest with you, I was like, I don't want to do it right now.
It's basically like she's sprawled out on there. You could tell she was raped, and he put the gun up to her face and shot her in the face with a pillow. He put like a pillow on her face and shot to keep it silent.
Jesus.
But you could tell she was like raped and everything. And then they just do like flashes of blood everywhere and everything. So I mean, you get a good look of it as Seth turns around, walks away. You get a good look at it, but it's just a bunch of like close-up shots of what happened and what went on there. And then Seth gets mad at his brother again, just saying we gotta get to Mexico, gotta get out of here. Like he thinks this is going to change in Mexico for some reason. Like his brother's just going to be healed.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be around the same stressors anymore.
I don't think that's going to help.
I'm not sure what's stressing him.
I mean, I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't even know how like they both
robbed a bank, being chased by the police, FBI, Texas Rangers.
Yeah,
I guess
it'd be stressful.
They probably started out as bank robbers, right? They probably didn't start out as murderers. They probably started out as bank robbers and just murdered along the way.
I think just Seth was the bank robber. I mean, in the news thing, they said that Richard had been convicted, like a convicted sex assault and some other stuff too. So I think he was always fucking crazy.
Yeah, and Seth just got caught for robbing a bank, and then Richie bailed him out because they get all into that later. But then we see the family check into the motel. We get the whole thing there, and then get the knock at the door, and Richie's there, just holds the gun up to Jacob, and then Seth comes in, just punches him right in the mouth, just to assert dominance. That's all that had to be, because I guess I don't know. I've never been a bad guy, so I don't know how the quickest way to assert dominance, but I guess that would be it.
Seems like that'd be effective.
Just a really, you get to the point really quick that I mean business, and you better fucking listen.
Yeah.
So then they commandeer this family. They, tell them the plans, like, you're going to drive us all the way down to Mexico. I mean, you're going to sneak us into Mexico, and they're just threatening to kill them the whole time. We get some Richie hallucinations of the daughter. What did she say to him, Bailey, in the hallucination?
Ursa, do you remember?
I don't remember. What was it, Bailey?
Damn you both. She asked Richie to do her a favor.
What favor?
To do a thing.
What favor could she want from Richie, Ursa? I don't know.
She asked Richie to do her a favor and eat her pussy. And he was like, what?
Perfect. This is not the last time that you're going to feel uncomfortable in this episode, Bailey.
My palms are over here sweating, y'all. I'm just like, oh my God.
You're like, my father's going to listen to this.
He's going to listen to this one. No.
I'll send it to him specially. What's his name?
No. He's in witness protection program. I am not allowed to mention his name.
Whatever. So then we get, they're riding along. We get the whole story of how Jacob's wife died. Just, again, this is just a lot of dialogue stuff that Quentin Tarantino loves to do. He is good at it. It's good to watch, but man, rough to review. It's like just going through this dialogue bit by bit would just be forever. Yeah. But
especially when it kind of feels like a snowball too, where like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and ramping too. Because like there's so much that I'm like, I want to get to it. I want to get to the good parts. But I mean, all of it's good. It's just like I want to get to the thing,
Right. Really good at building suspense through dialogue.
Yes. Thank you.
And he's very good, just like understanding like what people actually talk about. And well, everyone understands what people actually talk about, but he's actually really good at putting it into script. It's like, this is how people would fucking talk if they're going to be sitting around talking and bullshitting. This is what they're going to do. This is what this Seth would do as a killer. He's just want to learn about this dude's life for whatever which is kind of demented in itself, wanting to learn this much about this family that you're probably going to kill and you're never going to see again and whatever.
I was thinking about that while I was watching it. I was like, how do you even like try to build that kind of rapport? Because when Jacob is like, I'm okay with you not knowing anything else about my personal life, like fuck off, basically. I'm like, yeah, I would have said that that about 2 questions ago, probably, if I wasn't scared shitless, but that's just me. The scared shitless part. But like, yeah, it's a weird dynamic. And that's what I mean by he's kind of like a quirky villain too.
Right.
Because he's asking him these questions like he really is friends with him.
He's a little less unhinged than Richard.
Yes.
I think he's unhinged in a different way is all. just not in a way that acts out.
He's kind of unhinged, like outwardly violent, whereas I don't even want to say that like Richard is like inwardly violent, because like it does come out. It's just kind of less pronounced than.
Because I wonder if like he was, I don't know, who knows? Maybe he. It's so strange because even when we get back to like he's talking to Kate in the back of the bus, he's like being nice. He's like, if you want me to do that for you, I can do that. And she's like, what are you
trying to get laid?
Yeah, just like, what are you talking about? But he's, he's kind of, he's not simpy for sure, but he's just kind of like so matter of fact about it. He's like, yeah, I'll do that for you if you want. Like what the fuck are you talking about? And so I just wonder if like it's to a point because maybe he's seen something like that with the bank clerk too. Like he thought that happened.
Yeah.
And then you just get to a point where they just start resisting as they should. And then that's what triggers them into just like, well, fuck you then or something. I don't know.
Rejection's one hell of a thing, like nobody likes it. And
I've never been rejected. I'm pretty much perfect. So who would reject me?
I get rejections. I don't get them.
Yeah. So then they get to the border and then the son's basically trying, Scott's trying to talk his dad, Jacob, into like, hey, let's just fucking turn him in. He's like, no, your sister's back there, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, fuck. You just want her to get shot? Like, no.
Then Bailey, this is where we get our first character that Cheech plays, is the Border Patrol guy.
Oh, yep.
So that's our first appearance of him.
Yep, you right.
Richie gets all upset that Seth called him a fucking idiot. Essentially it is like fucking nut. Like here.
Oh yeah, nut. Yeah.
Implying that I was acting like a fucking nut. Just knocks him out with one hit. Which, Urso, how much do you know? Would that knock someone out really? How hard do you have to hit in the front of the face for that to happen?
I think it just kind of depends on the person.
That's fair. But breaks his fucking glasses and just like, I just love it. He's just so like, hits him and just like, God damn it. Thank God. I'm tired of my brother. And even Kate's just like, thank you. You're like, yeah, no problem.
Yes, no, that's good. Because like Richie was going to absolutely blow their cover.
Yeah, just give it no shit.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
And that's why I think that Seth is just a little bit less unhinged than Richie, because he's like, Richie has no, it's like critical thinking when it comes to fucking anything.
Yeah, he just gets stuck in this loop of just like, he just gets stuck in this anger loop and he just doesn't care. Like, and yeah, like you said, Seth can hold it together when he needs to. And then we walk Cheech walks in on Kate sitting on the toilet with her panties down,
which is fast. Ready for what?
Ready for Richie to do that favor for her.
He's knocked out.
That you mentioned earlier.
He's not going to do the favor. He's seated.
So then they get across the border. Look at them go. Are you proud of them?
They did it. They done did it.
They done did it. And Seth gives Jacob the directions to go down to the titty twister. Can't miss it from what he's been told. Which
nope.
If you did miss it, boy, you're not driving on that road if you missed it. That's all I'm saying.
You might even be able to see it from a couple roads over. Like,
right. I like when Seth is like waking up Richie. He's just telling like, hey, we're in Mexico, getting all excited, and still Richie just fucking gets upset about these glasses, and again just holds on to something. He's like just upset about it. He's like, what? Someone's gonna have my fucking prescription down here?
Yeah.
Seth is just like, I'm tired of this bullshit.
We have enough money for you to get LASIK surgery. You're gonna be fine.
I don't know if you want LASIK surgery in Mexico though.
I mean, worse things have happened.
How's the healthcare down there in Mexico?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not sure if I've heard good things. I haven't heard bad things either.
I don't know. It was 96. Who knows?
Ursa, how good was the healthcare in 96?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I did find out how much they stole from the bank. It was $30 million.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You're
$30 million. God damn.
Why are they going to Mexico? Fuck. I'd be like...
You have options.
Because they're getting protection.
Somewhere that's not, they don't have extradition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Mexico does. So, yeah, they definitely need, well, they're going down there with protection of an El Rey, wherever that is. I don't know. Who knows? But they get to the titty twister, just flames everywhere, neon lights, bikers just drinking everywhere, truckers, just a whole scene. And then
what
Bailey,
else,
we're not inside yet, so no boobies yet. But Bailey, we get Cheech's second character.
Oh, Oh,
who's at the front, and he's telling them about some deals they have going on here. What do they have here at the Titty Twister?
See if I can remember this correctly.
Come on in.
They have pussy, all kinds of pussy. We've got Spanish pussy, white pussy, purple pussy, yellow pussy, all the pussy, smelly pussy, healthy pussy, all the pussy.
Like, he's even like dog pussy, smelly pussy. It's just all the pussy you can want, only for a penny. Like,
and then he's like, if you don't want it, we ain't got it, or something like that.
If we don't, I don't.
If we don't have it, you don't want it. That's what it was. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Hot pussy, cold pussy. Like what I don't want cold pussy, sir. Just snapping pussy, velvet pussy,
snapping pussy,
silk pussy, horse pussy, chicken pussy. Like, goddamn, I don't want all of this.
Did you look up the lines on that? Did you?
I have the movie playing in front of me. I'm skipping through as we do this. I'm cheating. I'm a cheater.
That's awesome.
I did watch it before this, but I like to kind of keep us on track. I'm good at keeping us on track this way. This isn't the first time I've done this.
No, you're good. I was wondering because I was like, how is he rambling all those off? Because I couldn't remember to save my life.
And he's like, if you can find cheaper pussy anywhere, fuck it. Like, yeah. He breaks the fourth wall with that one too. He talks to the audience.
I mean, yeah. That's how you really sell your customers right there.
And I'm not totally sure why he tried to stop Seth and Richie from coming in anyway. I get why'd he stop them?
It's because apple pie pussy. That's why. It's because he sees Kate and he was like, oh, apple pie pussy. And then I think Seth is like, hey man, no.
No, they were just about to walk in. And Cheech just stops like, hey. And then Seth just grabs his hand, pulls it, breaks it, beats the shit out of him. And then Richie goes back and kicks the dude while it's down. They just beat the shit out of this dude. No one stopped it.
It might have been the same reason that the machete stops him in later, is because he recognizes that they're not bikers or truckers. Huh?
Is that his name, Machete, in this movie?
I'm insecure.
Well, I'm not sure if it is or not. Danny Trejo's character, he plays Machete later in his career.
Yes.
And then we get
always known him as Machete. Sorry, I just always
Machete. Good song.
Razor Charlie is his name in this movie.
Razor Charlie. Where did we ever hear that name?
He didn't grow up to be Machete. He was still a young little razor.
Young little razor.
And then we get my most replayed part of this when I had the VHS is this going around this entire club, just seeing all these boobies everywhere. Boy, adolescent Michael was very happy to have this on VHS.
That band, though, can we
it's
just
a real band?
It is a real band. It's called, I don't know, Tito and Taranatula. That is not how you say tarantula. That is not.
That's how you spell tarantula, probably. It's okay. You're from the South. It's fine. It's all right.
Then go. That's tarantula.
He's not even looking at the word. He's like, oh, honey.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're like, oh, honey, it's tarantula. Tarantula pussy. Yes.
That's scary. So Tito and tarantula. Why is there a random? Well, I guess anyway. We'll learn about spelling later. But
and then Seth continues just with his hard time with the titty twister. He goes up, tries to order some stuff from the bar. The guy's like, nope. And then gets this big ape man to come grab him by the shoulder. Seth is not having a good time at the titty twister.
Nope, he's not welcome. Nope.
I kind of want to say it's Seth's fault, but probably not. Who knows? And then Jacob, which I don't know why Jacob felt incentivized to keep Seth and Richie out of trouble.
Probably because they're that close to getting out.
But why? Why does he care?
Oh, this is a shady ass place, and you're in there with probably the two baddest dudes.
I mean, without knowing that the rest are vampires, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I always find that so puzzling that he saves Seth and from having to deal with all that. I always find it so strange.
I mean, if they had gotten kicked out, what were they going to do to the family, though?
it's not the family's fault. They're ones acting a fool.
Right, but they don't take accountability.
But yeah, but more time like away from people alone with Richie.
Yeah, it's fair. If you're thinking about it like that, sure. And so yeah, they're at he calms everything down. He's like, I drive a big recreational vehicle. You have to have a CDL for that. I'm a truck driver. These are my friends. They get the whole bottle. They go sit down and start taking shots. Well, actually, we see Sex Machine first. Let me back up slightly to Sex Machine, because since Ursa decided to name himself Sex Machine in this recording that no one else can see. Who's your favorite character in this, Ursa?
It's actually not Sex Machine.
Oh, dude.
Actually, I think that's like probably a really, really cringy nickname to have. Like if somebody tried to nickname me Sex Machine, I'd be like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that today. Where's Ursa even come from? Because your name's not Ursa.
Ursa's my middle name.
Oh, that's
His
right.
first name,
I knew that. Never mind. I knew that. I'm an idiot. No one must know his first name. You know his first name, Bailey. Jeez.
I do know it. I just now want to see what Ursa means.
Oh, Jesus.
We're going to find it.
Do you need to know what time he was born to find out his exact zodiac, his rising sun?
It means little she-bear.
Ursa's a little she.
A little she-bear.
You're right. We did need to know.
It works sometimes.
Ursa, how do you feel about being a little she-bear?
I'm cool with that.
He's like, I'm okay, guys. It was fun. I'm heading out, though.
Bears are like really, really aggressive men.
Depends on the bear.
Yeah, there are some bears that...
Listen, you might be cocaine bear someday.
Facts. You could be cocaine.
You could be cocaine
maybe.
bear.
So, and then they're sitting here doing all these shots, and Seth is making the Kate and Scott do shots with him. Jacob refuses, and we see Seth just lose his temper again, just slamming the glass down on the table,
making a big old scene.
And I love Jacob's whole thing. He's like, "Are you such a fucking loser? You can't tell when you have won." He's like, "What did you call me?" He's like, "I didn't call you anything. Just
ask you a question."
Do you want me to, just with confidence, like, do you want me to ask it again? He's like, "Yep."
That is probably my second favorite scene in this whole movie.
He dropped the fucking for the second time he asked it, though. He's like, "Are you such a loser? You can't tell me." He was a little nicer about it the second go around.
Oh yeah, you use the fucking in order to get their attention. Once you have it, you don't need to use it anymore unless it's just for umph.
I think Seth appreciated it. I mean, I think
he was stewing just over that guy grabbing him at the bar.
Oh yeah,
he's like, "Bro, like,"
after he literally beat the fuck out of the bouncer outside. I mean,
for no reason, seemingly. Like,
right? No,
but like, yeah, you've totally won. Like, you escaped the United States with all your money. They're still back there looking for you. They're not going to find you now. What?
Yeah,
you're going to screw it all up over this one guy that put his hands on you.
Like
that really would be such a fucking moment. Just, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think I would be awake enough in that moment to be like, no, I've won. I'll just let that slide.
I mean, at that point, it just seems like, you're just smooth sailing at that point. Like like you said, you're in the clear, man. Like the authorities have no idea where you are.
Like, what are you stressed about at this point? You have nothing to be stressed about at this point.
I would like to think that I would let it slide.
I don't know, Ursa. It depends how drunk you are, maybe.
Probably even not.
I know, but you have that entire time for waiting for El Rey in the morning to go ahead and get just shit-faced.
That entire time that I would be fucking stewing over it and just getting madder and madder, and then
you'd be like, you know what? Fuck that guy. And then we get the scene that didn't deliver enough for me. Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
Who cares? She's hot.
Salma Hayek.
I don't need to know her name to know she's hot, okay?
Everything you didn't see, you can see in Desperado.
That's fair. You know what? Good fucking point. But they could have showed it off here too, damn it, Ursa. Come on. If she's going to do it in Desperado, she could have done it here.
Hey, you get no argument from me. Just letting the viewers know where they can see it or they want to see it.
And there's a particular scene where it does show a lot. Bailey, you want to watch Desperado now to go see a highlight? Jesus Christ. You want to go see her naked? You want to go see her naked?
I mean, I'll watch it. I mean, you already had me with it because it was a Quentin Tarantino film. And now Salma Hayek's just a bonus.
Yeah, plus I think you're bisexual enough to appreciate her being naked, so.
I mean, look, everyone can appreciate beauty.
Fair. I like how all the other... okay, never mind. I was going to say, I don't get why they stopped the whole show just to have her perform? Like, nope, never mind. I get it. I
Because
get
she
it.
is the mistress of the macabre.
She has to be some type of
You feel like she's like
royal-
the upper being, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because when everyone else explodes, they explode in like a red fire. She explodes in like a blue fire.
Yeah.
listen, the explosions
And it
and
looks
fires are
like-
inconsistent in this film. I'm
It
just saying
looks
that
like
now.
she has an orgasm when she dies too.
Yeah.
Just saying. So
Quentin
if I did
Tarantino.
have a VCR, that's probably the part that I would have pooped on.
And I'm not jealous of Quentin Tarantino for many things, but this scene is one of them. And boy, how flexible she is. She like brings her leg up and just like licks her leg. Like, bitch, you ain't gotta be this hot. No one asked you to be this hot for this role.
No one asked you to do this, ma'am. But like, listen, this was like, she showed out for it. Like, she was literally like, I'm terrified of snakes, but I'm gonna fucking do it. You know, I don't know how she felt about putting her big toe in Quentin Tarantino's mouth, but she went ahead and did that. I can just imagine her in her head, like, yes, you made me do this. Now you are going to drink every sip of tequila off of my big toe. Like, that's just like, just
Thinking
super
it's a
aggressive
punishment.
with it. Yeah.
She's thinking it's a punishment. It's like, no,
Like,
no.
Just like,
He's
oh
like,
my God.
I wonder if there's like a point. He's like, do we need another take or another
Yeah.
angle of this?
That's what I was about
Or
to say. He just wipes off his mouth. Hey, we need to shoot that again.
We need more.
I blinked.
I blinked so hard, I promise. I looked right at the camera. We can't take that take. And then, which also high key, that song that's playing that whole time is an awesome song while she's dancing
It
around.
really
I'm here
is.
for it. And then the Cheech from outside comes in, gets the Danny Trejo and the ape man, tells Richie get back on the clock.
Mhm.
Which, boy, you could tell like they've done this before. Just it's like, hey, back on the clock. He's like, how many? 3. Like, well, fuck.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
It's not their first time doing this.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, just intermediate fun. Well, that just tells me they've been kicked out of a lot of bars before. Like,
And then Richie turns and shoots fat guy, I think, and then gets stabbed in the hand. Boy, I guess you just hope he missed and hit the hole, right? Because that's what it looks like to me every time. Like, there's not much pain here if you missed and hit the hole.
maybe on the edges.
Maybe. And they gets up and just starts stabbing the shit out of Danny Trejo and a bunch of green blood on the knife and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what an intense moment. Like, you gotta wonder, like, because we're not sure if these, like, are the only 2 criminals in this bar.
Right.
So then they're pointing the gun at everyone. It's like, is anyone else going to pounce? And then they shoot the shit out of Cheech.
For laughing. And they very clearly shoot all their fucking bullets too. So, I mean, at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, they keep that continuity up because he does need to reload after Hayek jumps on Richie. What's her name in this film? Does she have a title?
I just saw it.
It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
She does. You said it earlier. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Satina.
It's fine. She jumps on him and just eats the shit out of Richie's neck, fucking kills him. I love like the stalled, I don't know, every time I ever watch this, I always like the like stalled death that he does. He's like, fucking bitch. He comes back and just says it again with more blood in his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I always found that just funny. Just comes back just to say it again. But also the inconsistencies of like what the vampires look like in this film.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering about that. I wonder if it's like different breeds of vampires from all over. Because, you know, some kind of look like bats, some look like rats, some look kind of reptilian, others look more like the traditional vampire. So I'm wondering if they meant for it to kind of just be like a hotbed of like different breeds and whatnot to come together and like feed.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because even some are like demonic looking and then I don't know. It's a big mix. I think they were just, then there's like basic ones where they just basically threw contacts on him and just some sharp teeth. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just such the wide range of vampire here.
Maybe the makeup artist was just like, Robert was just kind of like, let's just go crazy. Let's just do every form of vampire we can think of.
And Cheech, he fucking explodes just by a cross to the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
He hops on, he goes after Kate, and Kate just rips off her necklace and shoves it down his throat, and he just explodes out his eyeballs and everything. Gross. What was your favorite kills in this whole montage here, Ursa? Let's start with Ursa.
Frost ripping that guy's heart out and stabbing it with a pencil.
That is funny. I was just like, they all had the realizations like, is it the heart? Sex Machine's like, yeah, it's the heart. Just dead. What about you, Bailey? What was probably your favorite kill in this first big montage here?
Mine probably comes after the big montage where Sex Machine and Kate are going around like re-stabbing, like double tapping everything.
I like where a big black guy, I don't remember his name, but he's like taking all the vampires and flips over the table and throws one on each leg.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, and just walks away. There's just all four of them.
You're talking about where, Bailey, you're talking about where Kate is trying to stab the guy, but he looks too human, so she's like,
oh, yeah, she can't do it.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
she
pretty
can't.
great.
And then it's like kind of a jump scare, and then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do it now. I'm like, that's me. That's 100% me. Like, are we sure?
She killed Sex Machine in that moment.
She did.
It's all her fault.
She did.
Because that's how he got bitten.
That's why you don't hesitate.
And boy, how lucky was George Clooney, Seth, just shooting a chandelier with one bullet to kill her and like it not hit him either. That's movie magic right there.
It really is. The movie gods shined upon them and were like, just to make it happen. Doom.
But boy, it was fucking funny. Like at the end, there's still like the 4 female vampires left.
Oh, yeah.
They all face up, but like the guys reshuffle for it for some reason. Like it's such a weird, funny thing.
And like none of them, like the 4 female vampires, they don't even move. Like they don't even put up a fight or anything.
Yeah,
They're just like, we're here. Like, oh, okay.
They even kind of get into that later because they're talking about like these vampires are soft. Like, you know, your humans are like, you know, if you're like, I can't remember the dude's name, big black guy. He's like, he's a strong son of a bitch. But like these vampires they're strong, but they're soft and vulnerable, which is, I guess there's not really anything to say vampires historically are tough skin because I mean, you stake them in the heart fairly easily. It sounds like
it's just it sounds more like if you have the willpower to do it, like because that's no easy task. But also, I think it might have something to do with the way that they feed, also how weak they are and whatnot. Because even the 4 final ladies standing there, some of them looked like way different and like way emaciated and everything. So I wondered if like because they hadn't fed in so long, maybe they get like stuck in a certain form. You know?
You like because that's something. Yeah, that's something Tyler and I talked about. It's like if that whole thing wouldn't have happened, like what is the event of this night? Because they're obviously not doing this every night, doing these big battles and stuff like that. So like, what do they do nightly?
It probably doesn't turn into a big battle like that.
Yeah, maybe they just don't have a good turnout every night, you know? They just had a really good turnout. Maybe that's why there were so many people that were late.
No, because even like when they were described the stage, they're like, you can't miss it. It's like a big giant thing. So I just wonder if they like just take some of the guys or something through the night. Like they don't do this big attempt to feast on everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. Because, I mean, it's a strip club. So you're going to take guys back in a private room for a lap dance.
Right.
What's going to happen if that guy never comes out?
So maybe they're just like a lot more subtle about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even his friends.
Yeah. He's having a great time.
Yeah. You go there with your 5 best friends. They don't care if you disappear. They're like, oh, good for him. I'd be like, good for Ursa. He's somewhere.
I feel like, oh God, what's happening to him?
We got to take Bailey to a strip club. Bailey, you want to go to a strip club?
I've never been to a strip club.
We got to go to a good strip club though. Not like
fun.
Diamonds?
Yeah.
Diamonds works.
It's just an excuse to go back to Diamonds, honestly.
And any excuse I can get to go over there. That's just in Dayton.
My only problem is like I feel like I wouldn't bring enough money because I'd want to give the girls like a double. I'd be like, oh, you're doing so good, honey. Here you go. Like just the old lady that's there in the crowd. Like you're doing so. I don't want to disrespect you, but this is for you. Like
I promise you, they are making enough money. You don't have to give them extra
unless they have no boobs or ass, and
listen,
you can see the ones that don't get money.
It is.
Hey, I like small boobs. Any more than a mouthful's a waste.
If it's not suffocating me when I'm motorboating, they're not big enough. Poor Bailey. Bailey, how big do boobs have to be?
As big as you want them, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Do you want your boobs to be a mouthful or do you want to suffocate?
I don't think of my body proportions in mouthfuls, Michael. That's something I think about.
How many mouthfuls is this boob? I don't know. How big's your mouth?
How big your mouth is. Yeah.
That's how big of a mouth you got. I don't know.
That's the best line. I don't
even
think of my
small boobs kind of get saggy sometimes. So you got to scoop them up a little bit too.
Listen, all boobs get saggy. All boobs get saggy. Whether they're small boobs, big boobs, moderate boobs, they're all going to get saggy at one point or the other.
Unless they're fake, yeah. But we don't discriminate. Boobs are nice.
Boobs. Everybody loves boobs.
Something we didn't talk about is how ridiculous this human guitar thing is the band is playing.
Yeah, when did they switch to that?
That just when everything hit the fan, the whole band transformed into that. I don't.
Yeah, but I
ran
mean,
back
with the
and got the human.
guitar, is the guitar a vampire too? How did it transform? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
They ran backstage and got their human instruments because it was party time.
I'm not going to analyze too much of the realism in this film. Let's just if we're going to be honest.
Honestly, the most grotesque and probably my favorite part of that little sneak peek we get over to the band is the head flopping on the bottom of the guitar. I'm just like, what is this? That is not needed here.
It's just insane. It's just that is the most like absurd thing in this film. If I had to really pick something that just like over the top, it's like he's playing a fucking human guitar.
Dude, you need to watch Hannibal, the TV show, Hannibal.
Okay,
because,
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, there's cellos involved. It's really cool. I like it. I mean,
Human
I didn't
cello?
like it, but yeah, human cello. Yeah.
Oh, is it good acoustics?
They do play it. Like in the show, they play it. I mean, it was a sound.
It is a sound. Then I'm not sure exactly what happens to the band because they do the whole fuck you everyone and good night. Do they disappear or do they explode?
I thought they disappeared.
But there's nothing.
It looks like there's chunks flying too. So I mean, maybe that was their instruments. I don't know.
It might have been their instruments, but I don't know. Like, because there's nothing to suggest that type of supernatural going on with these vampires.
Maybe it's just those vampires.
Because of it.
Well, I mean, they can transform because they would go from the bats to like the demon vampire thingies.
Right.
Maybe they turn back to bats.
But if they could teleport like that, the bats would have just teleported inside, right?
Right. Yeah. That's an excellent question. But
so maybe they just did suicide. They're like, nope, fuck this. We're out.
Bye.
Fuck you, everyone. Good night. And so they go, then they hear poor Seth. He's like dealing with Richie on the ground, and Richie pops up as a vampire.
Oh, no. Gotta kill him
Seth,
twice.
He about kills Sex Machine. He's like, you kill my fucking brother, you're next, or whatever. And Seth just basically had to sit there and take it in. He's like, yeah, it's not my brother anymore. And then
it takes him a full-fledged minute. Like,
I think he just wanted to do it himself the whole time.
Yeah, probably just needed like, no, I'm going to do it. Like the whole of Mice and Men scenario is like, no, I kill my brother.
I do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. And then like, so again, the inconsistencies of this film, because they do have the one part, like, aren't they supposed to like burn up or something? And all the bodies burn up. But in this instance where he kills his brother, the arms are left. Like the entire body burns up except their arms.
Right, because they were holding the arms. I don't get that. I don't get why that happens.
It's where the flame dies. Flame can't hurt human, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Seth just starts getting drunk and everyone starts hearing like the flapping and they're just like, I thought it was birds. He's like, Seth, just sharp as ever. He's like, nope, bats. Like it's all just clicking for him. He's like, nope, bats.
He's like,
I love his speech there. It's like, I don't want to fucking hear. You don't believe in vampires.
I don't want to hear. I don't believe in vampires. I don't believe in fucking vampires, but I know what I saw is fucking vampires. We all agree that we're dealing with vampires?
I mean, that's a way to pull your crew in together. Like, listen, we all agree this is not supposed to happen, regardless of the fact it is happening. So now we got to do something about it.
And I like Kate's whole thing because like they're arguing, like trying to figure out like what kills these vampires. Stakes of the Heart's been working. Then they start saying like holy water, whatever. And then Sex Machine's like, isn't silver have something to do with it? And then they start going back and forth if silver actually does anything.
Oh,
Kate's just like, well, does anyone have any silver? All right, then forget about it. Like,
who cares? Like, it doesn't matter.
And then they go around, start killing the stragglers because they realize anything laying around that's not burnt to hell is potential vampire now.
Oh, yes.
And that's where we get Sex Machine gets bitten, which just tell everyone, man.
Yeah, don't make that a secret.
I guess you're secretly hoping that you just won't turn from that, but just let everyone know. Jacob let everyone know.
Yeah, he was straight up about it. Like, I hate that in zombie movies too, where like the person gets bit and they're like, nobody's gonna know. It's like, we're gonna know eventually, and then you're gonna be a danger to everybody.
Right.
Like, at least you get to, I don't know, like at least now you get to die knowing that you were surrounded by loved ones who, wanted you to go peacefully instead of scaring the shit out of everyone and then getting shot 18 times. How do you want to go?
Listen, I ain't saying shit. Fuck y'all, I'm taking one of you with me at least.
Let's not get in a vampire situation with Ursa, or a zombie one for that matter.
No. Ursa is to stand in front of everybody the entire time. We are to know where that motherfucker is going at all goddamn times.
I mean, to be fair, who's to say we wouldn't be happier as vampires?
I don't know. If it would make my skin clear forever, I'd be cool with that.
Well, just like, hey, Ursa, just when you turn, let us know how it is. Maybe we want to join you.
You're gonna be the surveyor.
Yeah. You're
gonna be
the scout, and we'll see. We'll figure it out from
it's
here.
It's not that bad, guys. I mean, you gotta live the hierarchy, but maybe we'll climb the ladder one day.
If y'all just join me, we'll be all right. Who would you?
Can be my downline.
All right, Ursa, out of the Cult Talk Net crew, who would you turn to a vampire, and who would you just eat for fuel?
God.
Oh wow. I think I'd turn Ben into a vampire, definitely.
Just because he'd be so pissed about it. Hey, vampires are misogynistic, though. He'll fit right in.
Vampires can't get shingles.
That's true. That's true. Vampires cannot get shingles.
I don't know. I'd probably just turn all you guys. We could go hunt together,
We would just...
just do a podcast as vampires. We'll let everyone know what it's like on the other side.
No, how am I going to be a realtor and run 3 careers at the same time? I got to go out in the daylight, man.
No, you only do deals at night. You give the best deals, the best service, but only at night. We'll pivot this.
We'll pivot.
You are for the third shift workers that can't get out during the day.
That's a market.
That is them. You're welcome.
That's a market. I used to be in that market. That's a slim market.
And there's a lot of factory workers out there where you are right now, and there's a lot of third shift workers. So I think the market's more better than you think.
Probably.
Because I remember when I was shopping for a house. Boy, I was working third shift at the time, and each time I had to go to the bank, I had to go drive to the bank and wait for them to open at 9 a.m. It's like I just worked like 12 hours overnight. Can we just please?
I know. That was always like the worst part working third shift was waiting for everything else to open. The absolute worst part for me was having to drive my younger sibling to school directly after third shift. And that little ass decided he was going to run late a few times. And I was like, I will go to bed and you will stay home.
Ursa, did you ever do a third shift?
Oh, yeah.
Just hell. Just hell.
It's not fun.
I actually, when I was younger, I liked third shift more. But as I got older, it's like, I realized like you only have you don't really get a day off unless you get 2 days off in a row. And then you only get 1 day off.
But if you could get the 2 days off, you get the exact same amount of daytime as a day worker, strangely, if you sleep right. Because basically you'd be sleeping during the time of first shift.
Yeah.
And then you wake up at 3. You have 3 to 10. You go to work at 10. You have the exact same. If you do it right, which I never did, but if you did do it right.
Does anybody ever do it right, though?
No, it's impossible to do right.
Dude, there was a couple of times where I went on night shift with like 0 hours of sleep, stayed up for a full 24. My longest time staying up was probably 22 hours.
Just horrible, isn't it?
Awful. Nothing beats Ben, though. Ben went a couple days one time. Actually, a few days one time.
Ursa's probably went a few days, but there was some substances involved.
Actually, the longest I ever stayed up, there was no substances involved, and we were just fucking fishing the whole time.
Ugh.
You were fishing?
Yeah, we went catfishing at nighttime and then bass fishing during the daytime.
Oh, nice. Did you go noodling?
No.
Noodling scares me.
You couldn't pay me to stick my hand underneath a fucking rock.
I know. No.
Speaking of working from dusk till dawn. So then we get Seth. He starts bringing Jacob's faith back. He's like, talking about the whole, like, if these things are vampires and they're from hell, there's got to be a heaven, Jacob. There's got to be. So basically restoring. I mean, at that point, I would probably even rationalize that easily too. I'm like, they got to be from hell, right? Like, they got to be from hell.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They don't have to be.
Skeptical.
Yeah, they don't have to be. It's like, yes, that is a jump. Like, just because there is a vampire doesn't equal hell necessarily, because, snakes exist, but that doesn't equal hell. But if you have a definitive, like, there is a hell, there's got to be a heaven at that point.
They could be one of the I can't think of their name right now. The Richard Schaefer people. Ty and I talked about him. I'm so upset I can't remember their name.
I don't listen to your podcast.
I listen to my podcast.
Because you're there. Call Talk Conspiracy every other Tuesday. Go listen.
Every other Tuesday. Yeah.
So then we get I need to learn big black guy's name, so I quit calling him Big Black Guy.
Frost. It's literally on your screen. Frost. His name is Frost.
Why is his name Frost? But he starts giving his war story, basically telling Kate's like, you'll do it because you have to do it. You have no choice.
Was anyone else during this scene, like, okay, respect, but like, what, where, huh? Like, okay, like it was just like,
Listen,
I think
my
he was going
thing
through some PTSD.
yeah.
My thing is, like, out of everybody, older person I've ever met, the ones that talk shit about the war in Vietnam are fucking 100% bullshitting.
They're bullshitting.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
like it's just a common. If you're going to talk about like a war, especially back then, you know what I mean, when you couldn't really look that shit up on the internet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're just fucking telling stories, you know.
Which, how much of it's true? Maybe some of it.
Maybe some, maybe none. We'll never know.
And then we get Sex Machine starts hearing voices and everything, and he starts transforming, which I think is just so comical. How he starts transforming.
Oh my god,
Like,
yeah.
He starts trying to, he feels his tooth, and then his hands change, and he's just trying to like hide it. You can kind of hear, they do sounds like you can hear him like transforming.
Oh yeah.
Scott like looks over at him like, you okay, dude? Like, no, all right. Go back over here to listen.
And then they're shaking his head. I'm great.
Like, yeah.
Like I'm wonderful. I'm having a
Which
great time.
I still have this grievance with this scene then, because Sex Machine comes up behind Frost, right?
Yeah.
And bites him.
Oh yeah, with the little finger, with the finger.
Everybody watching him tell this story would see this happening. They would say something. He didn't sneak up to bite him.
They were so
He's a big guy.
enthralled.
What Sex Machine was behind the group, so he had to go all the way around behind Frost to
that
climb.
makes sense. Or maybe Frost moved. But wait, no, Frost had to move because when we go back to that, when they do that, he's on the other side of it. His back's facing the door.
Because was
Did
he pacing?
Yeah, because that's when he throws him through the door.
I don't know. The Sex Machine beats the shit out of everyone, takes a bite out of Jacob, which he's like their strongest vampire they had to fucking deal with. Jesus.
Oh yeah, he's a big guy.
Just beating
big
the
guy.
shit out of everyone. Like even Scott kind of squares up like he's going to do something. Like, Scott, you're not buddy. You're not doing anything here.
Let your sister, take care of it. That's gonna be fine.
And Frost is just like, fucking bit me.
Oh.
I like his crying of it. Just like, fucking bit me. Just upset.
That's how I felt when my mother-in-law's dog, her little Shih Tzu, bit me. I'm like, you fucking bit me.
Then Sex Machine's like, what are you going to do about it? That's I don't know. It's like Sex Machine kept his personality through vampire, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, they do seem to keep their personalities like through it. It's just when it's feeding time, it's din time. You're not stopping them.
Yeah, so Sex Machine runs at Frost. He just throws him through the air, through the door, lets all the bats in. And then we see Frost turn into a vampire, which every time when I seen this, he looks like the guy from Florida that had no neck that everybody was memeing. That's exactly what he looked like to me.
No neck.
Bailey, do you remember this meme guy?
I think so, but I'm gonna Google it.
Go Google it because you must see. Because
Oh yeah.
just like him.
Oh yeah. It's like father and son right there, yo. Like.
Why does it gotta look so accurate? It shouldn't look so accurate.
It just does. Like, I just don't. And like, oh man. Oh, he
Poor
was
fella.
arrested for stalking. Poor thing.
He got arrested twice.
Yeah.
But they, so Seth and the two kids run all the way down this hallway, go into the storage room when all these bats are coming in. They get themselves locked in. Kate's like, we gotta go back for my dad. And Seth just real quick, like, your dad's dead, Kate. I'm like, God damn it, dude.
Like, oh, okay.
Quick
Where was
question
that
about,
when it was your brother?
What was the
question
question?
about like the structure of this building? Are the walls, when they're running back that hallway, are the walls dirt?
I think they're like stone.
They're like clay.
'Cause,
Like a-
Or not like a clay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
is it partly underground? Is that what's going on?
It's a temple.
Spoiler.
If you remember, which we'll just say that real quick. At the end, when they're backing out for the credits, you see that it's like a temple.
Yeah, the titty twister is actually at the top of the temple.
Oh, I see. But still,
Because that's what
I didn't
fed
see
in.
them go downstairs.
They didn't go downstairs.
Yeah.
So, wait, what?
So I guess they go upstairs to go into the bar, right?
Yeah.
And then what? The bar is just like, they just put like,
They just fashioned a bar on top of this temple. So you're on your computer. Go look at the temple titty twister from Dusk Till Dawn. You'll see it.
Because it makes sense why the girls are able to dance that high up on the wall. Like why they have those stilts there, because that's where a lot of like statues and art and everything would have been.
Because that's a lot what fed into the lore of the series was like it was in this Aztec temple thing.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like what they build upon for the series even. But no, it's like stone, dirt, whatever. Yeah, don't know. But yeah, they go down there and then we see Jacob behind the bar, dressing up his wound real quick, and he's like looking around, finds a baseball bat, finds a shotgun, and fashions it into a cross.
Yep.
And then this is where this film tries really hard to make it seem like there's a lot of vampires in here.
Oh yeah.
Because they do like the replicating effect to like show more in there. But as he starts walking around, you see there's like 20 people running around.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to make it seem like it's really packed. Because even when he starts heading down the hallway, they all just get stuck right there. But it's like 5 of them
Yeah.
stuck at the end of the hallway.
Super narrow.
But they just make it look really crowded. They just tried, because what was the budget again? $15 million. They couldn't get more extras for this or actors or whatever, I guess.
19 million. I mean, how many people do you know? Well, I mean, it would have been a big movie, but how many people
Sometimes
do you know?
it's hard to get extras, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know where this movie was filmed. Its filming location.
I just sent a picture in like the group chat, and this is like a real temple. I just saw it while I was looking at the other one. It's fucking amazing. Look at this shit.
I'm loading.
Oh, I want to go.
It's like an Aztec temple. It's carved out of a single piece of stone, just carved right into the mountain like
fucking
that.
cool.
Interesting. I'll tell Tyler save it. Tyler, save that. So he can mention it later, maybe. Someone hearted it. Did you heart that, Bailey?
That was Bailey. Yes.
Whatever. So he gets Jacob goes all the way down the hallway, joins back with the crew, and they start looking around. It's like, what is all this shit in here? Then Seth, sharp as ever, he's just like, they probably have been pillaging truckers for a long time. Which, why? I don't know. What use does vampires have for this shit? I guess
0. I mean, unless they were selling it and, trying to turn a profit.
But they're running a strip club. They're already making money.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't ever have too much money, especially if you got a big, brood or whatever a group of vampires is called. Is a group of vampires called a brood or?
Let's find out.
I don't know. I'll call them a flock because of bat. Where a group of bats called? Don't know. But then we get the whole montage of them looking around, trying to find weaponry and stuff. The water balloons is the silliest thing to me. Condoms.
Oh yeah.
The silliest thing is the fucking jackhammer stake. That's so stupid. Why would you take this stick that's light and fast and make it heavy and cumbersome?
Yeah, it's so impractical. Just it's the most impractical. Like, at least the water balloons, the squirt gun, like, okay, blessing the holy water, sure, I can get behind it. There's been other movies do this. It's fine. I did like the touch that Kate did on the tip of her arrow to make it crosses.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a nice little extra.
She learned. She absolutely learned. So what do we want first? Bats or vampire group names?
Vampire.
Coven.
Oh, God
They're
damn it.
called a Coven of vampires. Bats
knew
are
that.
either a camp, a cloud, colony, or a flock.
I'm going for camp.
I'm going to go camp. I like that. Just a
These
cloud
vampires
of
were pretty
bats.
campy, weren't they?
What is it?
But no bump.
I missed it. I missed the butt bump. I'm sorry.
Said the vampires in this movie were pretty campy, weren't they?
So then we get they're all geared up, ready to go fight, and we have this whole thing where Jacob's like telling his kids to swear to God, Jesus Christ's name, and all that you're going to kill me when I turn. And he's like, I'll kill myself now. Don't believe in suicide. This whole thing. Which I get it. It'd be hard to kill your dad.
I get that, but I mean, if you have to coerce a promise out of somebody, is it really a promise?
Yeah, it's like, do you really believe that they're going to do it? And then they go out here. We get another fight montage, which is also just like, they're trying really, they're doing like the, like ninja movies, magic stuff, like where you just have people dancing around the background while you're fighting somebody one-on-one to make it seem like it's crowded.
Like filling the screen.
Yeah, just filling the screen of movement, motion. What was your favorite kill in this sequence?
Every time Kate kills somebody with that
the crossbow,
the literal crossbow, because she is so close to them. She's like, I am not missing them whatsoever.
That's a badass crossbow. I don't know if they make that in real life.
Yeah, because she was like cocking it, right?
Like
she was like
crossbow. I wouldn't think that they would make it in real life because it really probably wouldn't have much like draw weight behind it.
Maybe that's why she has to get so close, is because it doesn't have a lot of.
Well, they're squishy.
Are we thinking about the same?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, maybe they wouldn't need much, but
Mm-hmm.
Scott dying was my favorite death scene.
He was just so shaky. Anytime I ever watch it, I was like, man, he is just shaking.
He is.
But why does he explode?
Because, I mean, he just...
That's what the inconsistency of this film, like the explosions, the fires, why does her shooting him make him all of them explode? I don't understand.
Maybe it's because she has the cross on the end of it.
She took the gun up and killed him.
Oh, yeah. Then I don't know.
She did the weird somersault thing, and yeah, I don't know. I like where Seth takes the whip away from Sex Machine and then rips his head off.
That was pretty cool.
I don't understand why Sex Machine turned into a rat.
Different breed of vampires, man. I'm telling you.
It's gotta be something. And then, because she does shoot the rat with the crossbow and that explodes, which makes sense because of the cross being involved. As we've seen, there's still a big fucking explosion that I don't understand. I don't know. Are just all vampires full of gasoline or something?
Possibly. Maybe that's what turns their blood green.
I don't know. That's a pretty cool, fun kill too, where Jacob gets the gun stuck in Frost and he's just like using him to cock his
Oh man, that's a good one.
And then when he goes to like hit Frost with it, he just scares to death. He just reaches up with the gun. He's like, "What?" and just melts. I don't know what that was about. Then Jacob turns, kills his son. Son kills him.
Which Jacob looks more like a werewolf than a vampire for me when he starts.
Different breed of vampire, Bailey.
I mean, for real. And I think it's because they grew out like his facial hair like all along the side of his face, which gave him kind of that like werewolfish look to him.
And then why is there a disco ball in this place?
Fuck if I know.
Like there was no inkling of a disco ball in this entire film. And they're just like, there's a disco ball now for us to burst it open and explode them all. And then we get our third appearance of Cheech, Bailey.
Yes! Where's El Rey?
He's El Rey. And I don't know because you haven't watched Desperado. Ursa, you watched Desperado, right?
Yeah.
You recognize that his two henchmen are from Desperado also?
I didn't, but now I gotta watch Desperado.
Oh, I mean, I know it's such a hindrance on you to go watch that for reasons. It's like there's titties in that film that we want to see or something. But yeah, they're like the bad guy's henchmen. The one guy is like, when they're doing like the fight and the kid like roundhouse kicks him, makes him bleed out the mouth, is the bald guy. And the other guy is just like another main henchman. They're from Desperado. Go watch it. It's fine. And then I like Cheech's whole line, El Rey dude, whatever his name is. And he was like, what are they? Psychos? Psychos do not explode when they have sunlight hit them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are. And still, after all this, Seth still bosses Kate around. He's like, Kate, go get my money. Like, bitch. And she's just like, the fuck ever. Just throws the gun down like, sure, why not?
I mean,
just watch my whole family die. No problem. I'll go get your money. But he at least gives her a fat stack. How much money do we think she got out of that?
Oh, she probably got a couple $100,000.
Do you think she followed them in the RV?
I would love to think so, to be honest with you. But also, like, there's also a part of me that's like, what if she just went and like left it all behind and just started over?
How do you go live your life after that? If you think about that, you go. I always think about with like movies like this where you go through something that significant. It's like, how do you go the rest of your life now, just after a night like that?
You become Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I guess.
She was proven that she was the chosen one.
See that, Ursa?
It's so cool.
Oh, yeah, I saw that picture.
Okay, you found it?
All the semis down the side.
I'm still not convinced.
Not convinced at the temple?
No, I'm not convinced that like you're fitting that bar in the hallway in the back room and the top of that temple is what I mean.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know. Maybe it was just a party temple. Maybe the temple was built for partying. Maybe it was always a strip club, even in Aztec times.
Maybe.
Technically, most temples were built for partying, depending on how you define it.
What you consider a party?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did it, guys. We got through it.
We did it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Now we'll get into our next segment where we'll rate the film. Bailey, take us there.
If you can find pussy anywhere else, fuck it.
Everybody be cool. You be cool.
So that was From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. How did y'all have fun?
I did.
Bailey, are you glad I handpicked you for this film?
In some ways, yes.
In some ways, yes. Some ways, no. Ursa, I don't think I handpicked you. I think you just agreed.
Yeah, this is a good movie. It's always been one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and give us your review of it there, Ursa. Give us the high-level look.
I give it 4 out of 5 dick guns.
Dick Okay.
It's not a perfect movie, but it's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. Yeah. Bailey, you go ahead and do your rating.
I'm going to do 4 out of 5 table leg killed vampires because it's got 4 legs. Ha.
You're so clever.
It's all right. It's good. There's some loose ends in there that I wish we could tie up. I really would have loved to see like a true sequel to this to find out like what happened to Kate and Seth. But other than that, I don't need.
I'd say yeah, we get sequels.
Yeah, I don't do that. No, don't.
We got sequels if you want to go through them.
I don't want to do it.
I won't say it falls apart completely, but man, does it go somewhere else?
I mean,
it crumbles away pretty quickly.
I am going to give this 5 out of 5 human body guitars. Because 5-string maybe? No, 6-string guitar. Doesn't work. Fine, get 6 out of 5. I really enjoy this movie. It's not a perfect movie, but for the reasons it's not perfect is because of how fun it is being. The inconsistencies of the vampires exploding, the look of them, it's all fine. You get 2 basically kind of films going on here. You get the first half where it's just kind of even the first half of the film where it's just bad guys escaping the law to Mexico. All that has no hint of vampire going on is like its own movie itself. Like you could see that story continued on and want to see more of it. Mm-hmm. But just the left turn it takes is just like, this is because I've heard Quentin Tarantino even talk before in the past, like his writing process that he does. He basically, one way he does it, he thinks of a scene he wants to see people in. So I can see where he was like, he wanted to see bank robber murderers inside a vampire strip club. I could see him having that thought. And then he writes backwards from there. He's like, okay, how do I get them there?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he did. Like he wanted that second half of the film as the writer, but he's like, well, I got to get him there. So let's just have this fucking awesome mind trippy bad guys not taking shit, crazy brothers, you know. But I like both halves of the film because the second half of the film is the only part that's like inconsistent and weird loose ends and stuff. The first half film is kind of tightly wrapped, really. Yeah,
because you're right. Like the more and more I think back on it, because they explain to you what happens with the teller, they explain to you what's going on. See Benny's liquor store get obliterated. You know what happens with their car, all that good stuff. You're right. It really is once we get into the vampire stuff that it's
just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The left turn is just perfect timing too.
Mm-hmm.
So
really?
You couldn't time it any better because everything's closed up, everything's ready to go. It's like Predator,
right? Yeah. Like we were done, we made it. We want. That's kind of what it is. Like that could have been. They could have drawn out that first half of the movie into a full film where they did the end of the movie is that they got into Mexico and they escaped. Mm-hmm. That could have been the end of the movie. But it's like, nope. You had that movie. Now we're having this movie.
Yep. Now we get a part 2 to the one movie.
Pretty much.
It just that left turn, and I remember the first time watching it and just looking at that and going, "What the fuck is this?" Because it truly just catches you by surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because just like you just start seeing her breathing heavily, Hayek, and then she just turns on a vampire and pouts. You're just like, so if no one told you anything about this movie and you didn't know about it and you're watching it, that whole spot would just be like, "What the fuck just happened? What is happening?" And it just keeps going. You're like, "What is happening?" Like it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I'll take the 4 out of 5 because I could watch this literally at any time myself. This is a movie I could put on at any time throughout the year and just enjoy watching it. I don't know. It's just one of those films. It always lives close to the heart.
Aw, you have one?
Well, it lives close to the penis. a lot of nostalgia. Thursday Yanks. # Thursday Yank.
Thursday Yanks. Jeez.
American Pie Slices. If y'all haven't listened to American Pie Slices, go check out American Pie Slices.
Or gotten any of the merch from American Pie Slices.
Oh, there is merch.
Because the merch is so cute. It's like, it's so cute.
Yeah, Tyler is just like, I wonder, he's like, somebody might want some American Pie Slices slides. I don't know. Some slippers. Who knows?
If he makes slippers, oh my God, can we make slippers and have them be like little slices of pie for American Pie Slices?
Probably not. Appreciate the effort though, but who knows? Just run it by Ty. He might make it. Who knows? But that wraps us up here today. So what did we just do? We did From Dusk Till Dawn. So what do we got coming up next, Bailey? You don't know. Bailey,
why you gotta call me out like that?
Bailey, you know what's next?
What's next?
The Crow.
Oh, I
Pete,
fucking love The Crow.
on the 15th, people will be listening to us review The Crow. And who's on that? We got Bailey, Ben. I'm on that one too. Fuck.
Michael.
And Tyler. Do I have to watch The Crow?
Yes.
I haven't seen it in so long. I can't remember if I liked it or not.
It's one of the best movies ever.
It killed a man.
And what the fuck do you think Dusk Till Dawn did? Killed a bunch of men, turned them into vampires, and then re-killed them.
The Crow actually killed a man. Or was it in Crow 2 that he died?
Oh, yeah, that's what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah, you right.
I think
it was what was his name? Bruce Lee's son.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I kept wanting to say Adam, and I'm like, that is not his name. Yeah. Which that's interesting. We'll get into talking about all of that in the episode, but there's some really good like trivia, and then also some really good stuff like casted after that and whatnot. So yeah,
nice. So yeah, we got The Crow coming up, and then we got the Halloween Tree book review on the 25th.
Oh, I gotta read that.
Yeah, that's Bailey, Ben, Eric, and Ty.
Why aren't we all doing Halloween Tree?
It's a book. I don't read books.
We all did Halloween Tree last year.
I'm not a fucking nerd, dude. I don't read books.
Do we have any film or anything that we're doing that's everybody actually? I don't think we do this year.
We do. We haven't told the people yet. We're keeping it a secret at the moment. But yes, there is one where Ben, Bailey, Eric, Ursa, Michael, and Ty are on. And Jerry also at this point too.
And Jerry.
We have to let Jerry know that date. At the time of this recording, we haven't told Jerry that recording date yet.
You know, it's really funny. You know what I really want to happen? And I need your guys' help to make this happen. Is I want a picture of Ben and Jerry holding a carton of Ben and Jerry's.
Oh my God.
I want it to happen so bad. They won't do it.
Ben won't allow it to happen. I'm sure
Ben
Jerry
won't
would.
do it. You're exactly right. Ben
So I'm sure Jerry would.
Yeah, Jerry doesn't care. Jerry thinks it's hilarious.
If I promise, since Tyler now has caricatures of Jerry and Ben, he will put them on the Ben and Jerry's container if you just ask him to.
I absolutely will. I'm so excited.
But that does it here, and we're nearing the end of Cultober. I hope you all have been enjoying it. If not, then I'm sorry.
There's more. You need to tell us.
I'm not sorry.
No, Ursa's not sorry. There's more entertaining.
You don't got it.
People.
You don't want it.
Speaking directly to the people.
All right. Now, Bailey, you're better. You do this more often than I do. So tell people where to follow us and whatnot and all the things.
You can find us at Cult Talk Net, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere you search on social media platforms. You can find us at Cult Talk Net. Also on all of your favorite podcast streaming as well. Cult Talk Conspiracy comes out every other Tuesday. However, for this Cultober, we've done something super special and are releasing every Tuesday of the month in Cultober. Ty and I have been super, super busy talking to many, many friends. It's been a wild ride. Code of Lore releases every first and third Thursday of the month as well.
Or Friday.
However, they have been getting really good about releasing on Thursday. So hopefully that momentum has kept up. Cult of Campbell releases whenever it decides to release.
But this month it does release every Monday.
It does release every Monday. That's beautiful.
For Cultober, it does. Cultober is a special time of year. Brings the families together.
It really does. It's beautiful. It's like our Christmas. Until we do Cult Talk Net Christmas.
Yeah, and you better hope I don't get you this year. I know what movie I'm going to pick.
I know what movie it's going to be, and I hope you don't get me either.
I won't do Porky's. No, I already know what movie I want.
You lie. Don't even. I'm sorry, Freaky.
It might be Porky's. Who knows?
Dude, I said that, and my guinea pig literally shot out of his bed. He was like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Porky's. I'm a pig. But I think that wraps us up here today. I thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, I've been Bailey.
I've been Michael.
And Ursa.
Bye.